Hey guys, welcome to the Hone Zone where we help you multiply the assets you own. I am Hone Tai. Let's multiply. So I have been stuck in my investing career, and what I'm going to be doing in this video is showing you guys how to not be stuck the way I did. So today I'm currently working on over 30 properties for me to purchase to increase my portfolio, and with every property that I buy, that increases my passive income so that I can go do whatever it is that I want in my life because my income does not involve my time. And that's important, right? Because I know you guys want to be free. I know you guys want to buy whatever it is that you guys want to buy, but you guys are stuck at work. So what I've done for myself, because I used to work as a 9-to-5 engineer, what I've done is I've bought properties that produce rental income, which is a form of passive income, and that passive income has set me free. So that's my life today, but it wasn't always the case. Back when I was just getting started, what I got stuck on a lot of times was that I would get a property in. Somebody would send me a property. I might have found the property on the MLS, or somebody, a friend might have sent me a deal, or a wholesaler. And I would take a look at the property, right? I would take a look at the property and I would go, okay, let me see how I can make this work. Let me see how I can buy that, right? And I would do everything in the book in terms of creative acquisitions. I would go, can I buy this subject to? Can I do seller financing? Can I do a lease option? Can I get private money? And I would run through every possible scenario on this property in terms of creative acquisitions, right? And I could not make the deal work. But because that was the only property that I had in the pipeline to analyze, I kept trying and trying and trying instead of just saying, nope, it's not good enough, and use my time and energy to go find another property, right? So I would run through my whole list of creative acquisition strategies, right? I have a whole list of creative acquisition strategies, like subject to seller finance, like what I was just saying earlier. I have a whole list I would run through. Nothing would work. So what would I do? I try it again and try it again, and I just wasted so much time on properties that were overpriced, that just weren't going to work, no matter what creative strategy I used. So that's where I was stuck. I would have one property and I would do that. And now where I see people go wrong is either they have one property and they try to make it work, or they have one private lender, right? They have one private lender and they try to make that work. And they're like, Hone, I asked the person, like you said, I asked the person if they would lend me money for a deal. And they said no, or they think about it. And they would get frustrated because they just kept thinking about it, but it never worked out, right? It never worked out. So the solution to all of this, long story, right? Long story short, the solution to all of this is just to get more flow. So right here I have deal flow plus loan flow equals cash flow. For brand new investors, this is the biggest problem that I see with you guys, and including myself. So I'm not gonna say I'm holier than thou. It's that you don't have enough flow. You don't have enough flow in your life. If you have more deal flow, you would not have a problem with saying no to the property that you're currently looking at. I see all these people with situations where they're like, Hone, I got this property and I'm trying to make it work. Well, that's your first problem. You're trying to make it work. It either works or it doesn't work. And if you run through the list of creative acquisition strategies, and that's that, then so be it. Whatever, if it's a no, it's a no. And if you had 20 deals, 30 deals, 50 deals, then you would be okay with saying no to one because you got 30 or 50 more to go look at, right? So that's what I want you guys to do. In terms of private money, that too, I want you guys to expand your reach in terms of private money. I want you guys to have a bunch of people that you're talking to. And how do you find that? How do you find deals? So I guess the question, right, people are hearing me and they're jumping to the thing. Hone, I get it. I get it. Now what? What do I do with that information? So what you could do with this information is to increase your deal flow, you have to look at all different sources and focus on that, hyper focus on deal flow. Cash flow, loan flow, doesn't matter. You don't need a loan if you don't have a property to buy. You don't need contractors if you don't have a property to buy. You don't need renters if you don't have a property to buy. So you have to hyper focus on deal flow. So where did the deals flow come from? So in my past, I bought a couple of properties in weird ways. So I've gotten referrals from the mailman because I told the mailman, hey, I'm looking for properties. Do you know any properties for sale? So the mailman told me. I also have gotten referrals from attorneys. Attorneys have a lot of insight on people's situation because they're helping them through a divorce, they're helping them through bankruptcy, they're helping them through estate planning. They're doing all of that, and they have access to these properties. Unfortunately, it's a conflict of interest for the attorney if they're trying to buy the property. So they tell someone like me, Hone, my client has a property for sale. Are you interested in buying it? So I say yes. I've even gotten the referrals from high school classmates, like people that I haven't talked to in 20 years, but they know and they remember that I do real estate. And because they know that, they say, Hone, do you want to buy a property? Fantastic. So the most important lesson really is to make sure that you are not an undercover real estate investor. So many people are undercover real estate investors, and that causes them to not be able to get more deal flow because nobody knows that they are in the business, right? If more people knew you were in the business, you would get more deal flow. So let everybody know. Let everybody know. I even got a deal from my neighbor's daughter's boyfriend. My neighbor's daughter's boyfriend was able to sell me a deal because my neighbor knew that I buy properties. So again, let everybody know what it is that you do. A lot of people are uncomfortable with that, and I get it. They're like, I want to keep my private life private. I want to keep my work and personal separate. That's fine. And if you want to keep that separate, that's absolutely fine. The question though is, how will you get deal flow if you are keeping that separate? If you keep that separate, right, if you're going to keep that separate, then how do you create that deal flow that you want? If you keep that separate, are you going to do mailers? Are you going to do door knocking? Are you going to do everything? Or are you just going to say, I'm going to keep my private life private, and I'm not going to do mailers, and I'm not going to do any of that kind of stuff? Because if you say no to everything, if you're not going to do anything, then you're going to be stuck the way I was stuck, where I didn't have enough deals to analyze. And because I didn't have enough deals to analyze, I just tried to make the one deal that I had in the pipeline work. And a lot of times it just didn't work. So get more that way. Now, the other thing that you want to keep in mind is when you are working a property and trying to make it work in terms of the analysis, you want to speak directly to the seller, because the seller is the only person who's able to make a number work for you. The agent that's on board, they can't ultimately say yes or no. They have to ask the seller. I like to say that good investors find deals and great investors create deals. What I had mentioned earlier is like, I'm looking at a property, I tried all my creative acquisition strategies, none of them work. So what I ultimately had to do, and the reason it didn't work, was I needed that price lower. I needed that price lower. If that price is not low enough, then it will never work, right? So you got to get in front of the seller. And that's why it's important for everybody to know what you do, because a lot of times the people who are reaching out to you are going to be the sellers directly. It's not going to be a wholesaler. It's not going to be a real estate agent. It's going to be the seller. And then that is the person you get to make a deal with. No one else can make that deal for you, right? The agent, again, has to ask. So if you are in this business and you're trying to grow a big portfolio, if you're in it for the long haul, one thing you have to remember, you never buy retail, you always buy at a discount. That is one of the rules that a lot of people forget. You gotta buy at a discount. And the reason you have to buy at a discount is because you have to be able to get your money back out so that you can go do more deals. If you have all your money trapped into a deal because you paid full retail and you had to put a down payment on the property, then you're stuck, or your money is stuck in the deal for years and years and years. And this will not allow you to buy more properties. So that's something that you have to really keep in mind. You got to deal with the sellers direct, and you got to create that discount. That discount, so if the ARV is here, you got to buy it here, or you got to be all in where you buy it, fix it up, and you're all in there. That equity piece is what you need, because that you can keep in the property and you can refinance the rest of it back out. So you have your money again. So if you guys are stuck, think about it. Think about in your current situation. If you guys are stuck, is it because you don't have enough deals to analyze? And I will 100% bet that that's the reason why you're stuck. You don't have enough properties to analyze, or the properties that you're analyzing are all no's already, right? And you've but you have not crossed them off the list. You have all of these properties. This one's a no, 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 but you haven't crossed them off the list because you're still trying to make them work. You're still trying to make them work. Unless you talk to the seller directly and you are able to negotiate a lower price and create a deal, right? Good investors find deals. Great investors create deals. And you create the deals by talking to the sellers. Unless you're able to get in front of the seller to negotiate a lower price so that the property actually works as an investment, then you will not be able, if you don't cross them off, you will not be able to then find the deal that you actually want because you're spending all your time working on these properties. And that's not going to be a way to get ahead. That is not how you multiply the assets you own. If you have properties you're looking at, be quick with being able to cross them off your list and then replenish your pipeline with new properties. Again, let everybody know that you're in real estate. Do some kind of marketing, whether you're on social media and talking about it, or if you're doing flyers and you're sending out letters to the actual sellers at their actual houses, or if you're going to do like some pay-per-click ad on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, right? Like do some form of marketing so that people know to send you deals. That's it, guys. That is it. If you can hyper-focus on finding more deals, then you win, ultimately. That is it. So if you guys are stuck, it's because of that. Now, I had trouble in the beginning finding more deals, right? I had trouble finding more deals. And it wasn't until I started joining different communities that it allowed me to find more deals. So if you guys would like to be a part of a community, I have created a community, honezone.com/community. And that is where I'm going to be putting my off-market deals. And for those members in the community, you will get first look at off-market deals. And then that is more flow, right? Remember, deal flow plus loan flow equals cash flow. If you can buy more deals, if you can look at more deals and then buy more deals, it equals that cash flow. That's that passive income that you guys want, because that passive income is what's going to set you free. So if you are interested in finding more deals and learning how to analyze deals better and faster, you can learn all that in the community as well. But if you guys want to do it alone, that's fine. Don't need the community. You don't absolutely need the community. I just created a community so that your lives would be easier and my life will be easier too, because you might have a deal that I want to buy and I might have a deal that you want to buy. I don't necessarily want to buy everything, right? Because some things don't work in my investor profile, but it might work in yours. So together we are even better, and that is why I created the community, because I want you guys to have more properties. I want you guys to multiply. I want you guys to live the life you actually want. And so that, guys, is why I was stuck and how I got out of it. Again, today, I'm analyzing over 30 plus properties for me to buy, and I want you guys to get in that same position. And I was stuck because I just wasn't getting enough deal flow. All right, well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. This was live. This is not normal. I usually edit the videos and all that, and I'm mumbling and jumbling, and the dogs are barking, and it's nuts, right? This is usually not the setup, but today I needed to do a live because we release new videos every Monday and Wednesday here at the Hone Zone, where we help you multiply the assets you own. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. Peace.